melodies, but when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. Oh, way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head, and if you haven't done the shadow work, you're left behind is where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. That's my decision, is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, posts, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We gotta protect plus homeschool. Our babies just a must. They not just no moms, but also no pops. These Mola worshiping pedophiles wanna feed out children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon-based to silicone-based. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Water system irrigation and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm saying I'm not some master teacher, no am I some pastor or preacher. Was released from prison with this passion to speak up. After doing 25 years in the beast cuffs, realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
We're really approaching almost like it's a Frankenstein moment. And they're framing it to us as, innovation, right? We should all be so excited that this is happening. And, I equate it to like the Golem bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
Now, bro. Come on. You almost there, bro. You almost there. Survive. I do it die for shot town. Who am I but shot town? You young fool, I'm too fly to just slide out. Blue sky behind ground. My crown flash helmet. So my aircraft stealth spit. Can't be tied down, you with seat belted. I look down, I see green like a Celtic. My heat pulverizes, the cheese is melted. The realness of cash money, I dispelled it. You did the fusions in my eyes, I beheld it. The finger fucked it, caused my hand, I dealt it. Felt it vibrate from the gut of my pelvic. It bust awful, some ice, just unveiled shit. So radiant, I keep a dark room well lit. Cause you little goofies are well quick. Body for real monkey velvet. Body you not for Mars, just a female's clip. As a kid, all I did was fight. I did the bit with a knife. I know I can spit my flows to shit. To a flat low, haters wanna crucify a real man. I still stand with the still hand, but we're healer man. This not Cypress Hill, I'm Tuttle Sheep. I'm one tough cookie, I don't follow, I set standards. Catch me, you gon' have to do more to scamper. Need more to scanners, I'm off the radar. I am as you goofies play God. Some worship the Christ, others pray to Allah. Chase a high, drink paper or bruh. You stagnated, well I straight evolve. At a rate, I'm data space ace to y'all. Buster stuck in the cases, face off. Acting to shape the stages of fate, a fraud. Battlestar intergalactic, my mindset. Perfect cause we like this, so I rhyme best. I excel like I'm climbing a step. You got a lot to learn. I am the depth, you of no concern. I am a threat, my measurement width, lift, height, and depth. I'm just piloting up. Flying a jet, straight to adversary. Martial Chronicles like Ray Bradbury. I'm a thorough guy, goddammit. Symmetrical barrel, fly bandit. Mohawk, aerial aerodynamics. And it's like I'm an arrow in precise transit. A Christmas Carol lies with your fans get. The rose and pearls what I transmit as a transcript. Or I just spit it off the top. It's either shit or get off the pot. This shit's hot.
who wants to get his own crew, and everybody wants to get his own rich, and then they want the other little people never get a piece of the pie. And don't want to go for the cracker. And go for you niggas that think that y'all big too. I understand this. That's why you niggas and crackers can't stand me. You niggas just know that I know you can't do nothing if you're broke. Listen to me, young people, and old people too. Mostly black people. I'm talking to you.
Sure. Y'all really thought that I was done with y'all. Nah, I'm really down on y'all. Fellas up. We not going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is bond or whack. Here's a big fact: yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac, whether earth is brown or flat. We want our shit back. Enough with the chit chat. I see through the side ops. Looking past the shot spot. Third eye gang straight drops. I don't eat pork, but I will fry cops. For foes smokers, what is an icebox? I'm saying that ops. From the sky box, I got a scoop on you pilgrims. The school with some rules. Some of our folks are still dumb. Deaf and blind to the fact that blood, we gon' have to spill some. Warrior spirits inside me. That's where it's real from. The world's a stage, page after page, script is played out. They keep us engaged, placate or rage. This is played out. Rules of a dying society should have been disobeyed out. Forehead and it's on the floor. Should have been prayed out. The draft is on, COVID's no issue. Could've blown it in tissue. Now it's control who blows the whistle, to who holds the pistols. The debacle's about who owes who the fiscal. Disregarding the aboriginal issue. We're not going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is bound or whack. Here's a big fact: yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac, whether earth is brown or flat. We want our shit back. A fool is known by his speech, yet if I don't speak, I suffer defeat. Other than we, a circle or me, stand on 2 feet or turn the other cheek. The wise man known by his silence, mostly disguised compliance, silence by guidance from Cashapp to novice. Other aspirants to finest, tyrants of fire.
I'm gonna read a little bit.
In the virus of my voice, I'm hearing the sirens. Woo! Nigga, my ear, they've got indictments. These pedophiles, first groupies and hype. Alignments, assignment, otherwise it's an unclient. A refinement and confinement, the requirements for this climate. Y'all push all the paperwork, or y'all can protest, but they can't escape this work. I found some progress, no duck, no wreck, true music for real. My soul ain't no possess, no foolish with no deal. Ain't playing with it's personal, know what the business is. Big monsters come full circle, so vacate your premises. We're not going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is bound or whack. Here's a big fact: yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, or Big Bang, whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. We're not going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is bound or whack. Here's a big fact: yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau,
Big Mac, whether round or flat, we want our shit back. Come on in. Let me bring this down. I'm at the state. Y'all in the nosebleed section. Oh man, they used to get a little dry. They had a spray. It's spray over there, but with that spray, right? And then me and T was looking up. I don't know if Ganja saw it, right? And the colors were distinct of showing reflectiveness of heavy metals and whatever chemicals, whatever, right? Kind of reminds you of that thing in the beginning. when they were told to paint, put the lamb's blood to let death pass over them. Anyway. So I'm looking over here now again, right? We don't have no rain, and I can put it up and you can probably see it from the sun because you know it's a dome, right? First or whatever, an end of projection, right? And you can see the same colors over here where they just sprayed. And some of these pilots have been confronted, and they just sound so worthless and pathetic and stupid. There's a lot. I guess they figured, if they weren't flying and spraying chemicals to kill, they probably commit suicide. But you can see right over here. I don't know if you can see it if I showed you, right? I know the sun's gonna see right there. See right there. Hold on, is that the sun? My goofy self. Yeah, no, the sun's over there. All right, that's the sun. That right there. But over here closer, and then while I'm sitting there, because all of y'all see it, it's even worse than what you can even imagine. I like these dumb motherfuckers. I know y'all like, oh, man, I just do. I'm eating some oats, man. Some dark chocolate hazelnut. I love this stuff.
And my music, and a lot of this music, it's only talking about the suppressed rising. I mean, the oppressed rising up against the oppressor. That's all. That's what my music's about. The oppressed rising up against the oppressor. So the only people that's scared are the oppressors. The only people who could have any harm coming to them are those who oppress.
So good.
Simple as that.
Oh, grains is bad for you. Okay. All right, I'll eat it then. Y'all don't eat it.
No weight blesser, drop in your presser, need no surrender, 3-pound pressure, no weight blesser, drop it in your presser, made no surrender. It's time for a change, got a bounce up, the oppressor's about to get tossed up, I'm laying him out, execution style too late, but apologetic claim. You wrapped in a cloak of flame, my God, it's overdoing your time, it's in the end. Locked out silent without sin, he put me on the planet with justice to win. The oppressor's about to get rolled down, with suppressors attached in the war zone, revolution can start in the Arizona. I'm a messenger popping like Farrakhan, backed by the honorable, who sits at the pinnacle, who judges the hypocritical, cynical, and the pitiful simple. My thinking is critical, I'm just ventilating of the actions of the protective service. Quick to pull the Glock, and kill this something, any type of skill. I'm ill of all citizens who haven't took a stand. Oh, and it's too late when the caps get banned.
Yeah, that was just suing. And even over here earlier, about 2-3 hours ago, it was ugly. It was worse. It was nasty. You hear me?
Be ready to ride tonight, all the way to the dawn daylight. We gon' hit them all, so gon' pass the kite. 3-pound pressure, no weight.
Over here you can see it, and it looks like some absurd rainbow. I don't know. I don't care. You know what I mean? I just smile and laugh.
This world is such a, and when I say this world, I don't mean in an ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing. It's such a gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, you taught that from school, everywhere, big business. You want to be successful, you want to be like Trump, gimme, push, step, crush. That's how it all is, and it's like, nobody ever stopped.
I was up dancing. I was like, I gotta up my blueberry intake, my zinc. Thank goodness I got some blueberry seeds from like 25 years ago. And it's, I can't mention names, but heirloom blueberry seeds, I got to dig them out that are like seeds going way back, and Concord grape seeds that are over 160 years. So they can do all they want. I know how to grow this stuff. Whether using banana, even GMO banana and orange pills and a little aloe, you know, I know how to grow all this stuff. So why are you doing it now? Well, I don't have the women here because they too damn lazy and slothful and hating and broken and hurting and all that to handle it. That's why. How y'all doing? Snoo, she can retire and she just wants to be like all the people. It's a disease like it hit my grandma. I'm retiring and nursing at 82 years old. And I was like, what the? And live another 12, 14 years and die. Like, anyway, not you, baby, but the whole thing is by design, and most people don't even know it. I do, but nobody wants to listen because they think they know what they're doing and And like I said, 98 to 99% of people don't know what they're doing. And they refuse to listen because if you knew what you're doing, if people knew what they're doing, not you, if people knew what they're doing, they would listen, and then they would just. Actually, Strongbow hit me up. He's going to be in New Mexico pretty soon, so he's going to chat with me. I haven't talked to him in a long time because, you know, like, they're keeping everybody on Instagram and Facebook. Like, they're marginalizing our communique. And they're not supposed to. It's, you know, by the design of things. But it's just like the police out here. You ever seen a police officer sit up on when they're talking to them? Well, I could feel they were getting tense. You know, let me tell you something. You know, as a martial artist and boxer, somebody's worked how to arrest people, you know, with flex cuffs and all that. That's one of the first things you learn in the classroom of stupidity, which is right now in the police department, because they don't know law. It's all about force. Now, the reality is if Negroes are right around jacked up and armed up, and when somebody says and knows something's going down and 50 houses fall, this is why they don't want you to have rifles fall out and everybody's armed with about 20 mags. But they wouldn't stand a chance with the abuse, the murder, the death of innocent people. It wouldn't matter. This is not Palestine, Iraq, and all that other stuff. And those are fighters. Our people, though they're credible fighters, and a lot of veterans, you'd be surprised. The first thing goes, well, I felt that it was getting tense, so I had to take them right to the ground. They learned that shit from the fake ass Jews over there. You know, IDF and the police over there, as well as New York. And it's always some old goofy, worthless, racist, son of a bastard that probably is working in child trafficking, human organ trafficking, and everything else because that's money. You'd be surprised that police officers, one of the highest paid out of San Francisco, over 200,000, and a number of other places, part-time side jobs. And it's always that little one coon Negro, a nigga, or two. You know, the one that played football, he knows Tommy and Billy. You know what I mean? And he wants to talk to everybody, see melanated because they got to be a problem. Because institutionally, if you're in a neighborhood where problems are, and the majority of people don't like the problem. I would say 80 to 90% of people don't like the problems. But you have these idiots in costume running around, and they want to be indicative. Oh, got black problem. Oh, I hate that black ass. You know what I'm saying, right? When the problems are really outside at corporate and everything else. And so you feel a person, if you move their arm the wrong way, you don't know the ailment, shoulder, surgery, whatever, and they know they ain't did nothing wrong. See, what the dumbass police aren't being taught? That if they didn't do nothing, they actually have the right to fight back. If you're sitting there talking about, you got, in order to detain somebody, you have to be able to articulate the crime that they are suspected of committing, or in the process of committing, or have committed. These dumb motherfuckers can't do it because you know what? Coming from the top, from the lieutenants to chiefs, from the very people at the top, certain people are selected. Go out there, you know, this one filed a complaint. This is the faggot ones, right? Go out there and want you to harass them. Nothing about law. The DOJ is a piece of shit, should be disbanded before the FBI, CIA, or anything. You need to look at the people in the DOJ. You really need to look at it. The reason why you see a lot of things going on right now is because a lot of things are being revealed. We're not talking about the stuff like me, Kermit, all this stuff, Atlantis, blah, blah. That should have been a gimme. The fact that I was the first one out of anywhere to tell you all that party was started in 1939. Then all of a sudden it was gone. For the definition of 1939, for those who believe that's the year. But you look at these individuals, and they sit there so sure of themselves because of that sick fucking representative they have. Oh, that's a sick one. Okay? I mean, I always say don't put yourself in the position. But most people who live a certain life, they're going to harass them when, if they serve their time, it's done. That's why it just came out that a felon can't hold a firearm. Because time served is time completed. Now, if you go out there again, we ain't talking about that goofy RICO shit, that the fake ass presidents and all of them of a corporation. Because a lot of y'all know that when you walk into these courthouses in DC, they're worshiping Nimrod's wife. I don't care if his name is Isis, Thenis. That's why you hear all these damn things so you give it energy. Because y'all don't know. No excuses today. No excuses. Nobody give me no goddamn excuses. I went here because I hurt your feelings. The reality, and I don't care who it is. All right? The reality of the situation, regardless of what this is and what's out here and everything else, y'all still don't know how to move as a unit. You've lost that. You let those, and you know what? They'll never come over it. The ones that are gonna watch, you'll never see a fake ass deacon or a worthless ass preacher or some punk ass rabbi come over here and say anything. I ain't talking about the bad. I'm not talking about the good ones, obviously. Sometimes you gotta convey that because, you know, everybody's being affected. You know, their hormones. Excuse me, right? And until we circumvent that, nobody's gonna be able to do anything. Now, there is the order of the groups that, they're doing things because they want to get to the other side of things over there. Blacked up, suited up, geared up, no face, baklava, whatever. You know? And they can do the most heinous things. And these people are running for that. Because you're not there, you don't know this. I've been at a bar and I've seen an individual go up to friends of mine, but they're talking to him, and the idiots didn't know. I'm teaching them martial arts and boxing. All right? I come up. Yeah, hey, Chuck. Yeah, I just got an invitation. And so I said, well, I'll see you in a couple of days. You know, over at the bar, Yonkers or whatever. And they laid on me. I'm sitting there going, you serious? It's like, yeah. Y'all would be amazed at the shit that's going on. Okay? It all because the costume subjects you to make you feel like, my nose is dry, y'all. Subjects to make you feel some kind of way. Hollywood programming, conditioning, some motherfucker. Now, am I against all of it? No. You know there's some people out there that deserve a good ass kicking. Removal. And I say that I know people are gonna be disdainful and everything. I don't care. Then there are some people who shouldn't be getting it because they're gonna harass or they feel some kind of way. Because you have a system teaching motherfuckers a perversion who take part in it. You think these things at the bottom of the ocean with thousands of people in it that are missing are the ones going overseas to these fake ass mother suckers, these crypto Jews in certain Arab countries, right? For the pleasure of pooping on their chest or whatever it is they do. For all these bordellos of sickness where they can go into these black sites or these places in the hostels and they can go deep up in the mountains and they can get rid of one of your cousin's baby girls that maybe she sold you knew nothing about, stashed away for a year you didn't hear from, or something were taken and kidnapped for a lot of, right? So somebody can live vicariously by whatever they do. You think that's fiction? Or do you think I'm feeding it energy so you can feed it energy? Yeah, well, get back at me when you feel like you figure that out. I'm not a whistleblower for this shit. This shit is all over the place. What they just do about Pizzagate? You can't make this stuff up. What was the name of that movie? Predator or Predators, was it? When they took all those people fighting in wars, they woke up and they're falling in the sky with a parachute with their weapons, and then they got to fight all these creatures, and then before you know it, they got to fight the predators. They're being hunted. These so-called badass combatants. Let's say that all this, what I'm about to read, right? You know, I'm about to read chapter 19, reports on the first mankind of Hyperborea and Asgard, right? Let's say this is one of the creations, and let's say that every so-called race out here was taken from different lands conquered, given a whole new dimension. Let's say Constantine or the Negro or the nigger, because you got to remember there's a blackface behind it. Maybe, right? It's behind it all. Motherfucker got to live for a long time. Because they didn't subjugate themselves to the same shit that you've been experimented on. Let's say that there's an innate irresponsibility of certain scientists and doctors to keep pushing through that you don't get to see. You get to see the ones in the hospital, the sick motherfuckers. The monkeys don't know no better. The ones that are going to suffer. Well, anyway, right? The ones we see under deep state or underground, right? Whose job is to further break down who and what you really are. And you refuse anything that might elevate you to find out whatever your truth may be. Well, until that day comes when you motherfuckers stop being so goddamn ignorant, I'm gonna keep reading a bunch of shit to you. How y'all doing? See my baby girls up in here. Old Matt, Carrie, Marcus, Wavy Mako. All right, I just want to see if anybody else spoke. So let's go ahead and, okay. So in chapter 19, reports on the first mankind of Hyperborea and of Asgard, document CBB2-0012-1, right? Base 321028. Anyway, I've read it a number of times. Anyway, data obtained by transmission of communications with consciousness of the past. Data obtained by transmission of communications with consciousness, you know. No, none of this. Is it working? Huh? A little bit? Oh, that sucks. Using advanced techniques are analyzed, specifically those pertaining to the first humanity of Hyperborea or Asgard. The aim is to obtain versions of their true origin that will answer key questions about human creation and the purpose of being. That's what my jaw and oh, it's so good. Excuse me. I just got to eating too. So anyway, the first humanity, excuse me, y'all better out than in. Anyway, the first humanity is the tell that existed under ideal climatic and environmental conditions, characterized by its perpetual light and stable temperatures, allowing an unprecedented development. It was a kingdom where nature and technology coexisted in perfect harmony. You know, they always talk about the Ice Age, and I say bullcrap. I've looked at numerous maps showing before the 1728 so-called reset. We're very much connected to so-called Antarctica, and it was green. It came to combine technological advances with a deep spiritual understanding, creating a society where free energy and telepathy were used naturally, thus facilitating a conflict-free and highly united community. Because a lot of you know, there's no telepathy. Everybody talks, nobody makes sense, so everybody's just always at each other because you're not making sense. Y'all just running around, your mouth is blah, 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 and a lot of you ain't saying shit. Okay? The society was egalitarian, okay? Egalitarian, in all its conjunction with a focus on the development of the inner self and a harmonious connection with what surrounded it. Y'all see me looking off like this, that, and other. You have no idea what I see. You refuse to. You like to stagnate yourself. I'm that karate instructor that'll trip you up, punch you in the head, spin you around. Like, yeah. Oh yeah, that's me all day. Tell you to do one thing when you I told you 2 weeks ago, for 100 times, do it another way, and then smack you across your forehead, blacken your eye a little bit, make a nose bleed. I'm not an instructor. Don't get it twisted. I told you don't know me. Anyway, it stands out and reflects its art and architectural creations. It should be noted that the main mission with the fight against the colonizing parasitic beings trying to penetrate the gates of the celestial land was taken into account from the beginning of life under educational systems and purposes of technological advances to carry out the corresponding actions. Now pay attention. Damn, that's some good ass tobacco right here. This report of past consciousness in Hyperborea offers a unique account that could represent the apex of absolute human potential. Studying these accounts not only enriches our understanding of human history, but also provides clues as to how we might reconstruct some of these ideas in our present time. Contact testimonial number 58090SC. Yes, yeah, I just had to make it my business to remember some things. Anyway, identified as Alias, right? A-E-L-I-U-S, Alias. Prominent member of the spiritual community of Asgard, specializing in the harmonization of natural and spiritual energies through music. Asgard is described as a place of eternal spring with soft lights and always pleasant temperatures. Nature and architecture were in perfect harmony. Life revolved around community and cooperation, and people devoted their time to agriculture, the arts, science, and above all, spiritual development and common welfare. When I see the spiritual growth in y'all, I'll stop talking to you like I'm talking to something dead. But you know I care about the few of you. All right, anyway. There were no rigid hierarchies. Leaders were chosen for their wisdom and ability to mediate and guide rather than rule. Technology was based on the use of certain crystals and sounds. Remember this? Communication indicating advanced understanding and general time of self-discovery and enlightenment. Shortly before the clash with the custodians, colonizers' subtle changes in energy patterns and nature's behavior were observed. Sages began to have troubling visions, foreshadowing great change. It doesn't matter if we read it, but you need to hear it again. Change of destruction, at which time we began to prepare for what was to come. Though we were unprepared for it, the crash is described as not only a physical but a spiritual collision, which ended up tearing the fabric of society as a whole and profoundly altered its way of life. Contact testimonial number 5821010SC, okay? Identifies himself as Tyrannus, remember? Okay, warrior leader, veteran of the war against the custodians. Profound knowledge of energy warfare tactics, an active participant in defenses and conflicts that characterized the final period of the first humanity of Hyperborea, Asgard. This testimony offers critical insight into the military strategy, the capture of prisoners, and the eventual subjugation of humanity by the custodian colonizers. Now, the conflict began as soon as the custodians penetrated the domes and found our large centralized hubs in Asgard with a portal to Hyperborea. And from the beginning, they tried to impose their new power structures and resource extraction, all of which threaten free existence of humanity and the ecological and spiritual balance of our people. It is described how your people from the beginning tried to fight against this colonizing force. Now remember, Asgard Hyperborea, well, Atlantis, right? Kind of where some of you come from. The custodians were interested in absolute domination. The inhabitants of Asgard used both their advanced energy, technology, and spiritual tactics that also helped during the rawest moments. It was attempted to destabilize the incursions of the custodians without causing massive destruction of the areas. Now, energy conducting crystals that could channel natural forces sound like some Superman stuff, right? Forces of solitude. Natural forces such as storms and telluric currents against the colonists without causing great damage were used. Many of the defenders of Hyperborea Asgard were captured. The custodians used energy force fields to immobilize and transport the prisoners, generating great pain. Those captured were subjected to experiments and forced to work in the extraction of resources or in the construction of new structures, beginning to treat the human being as just another resource. All transmission of knowledge and practices related to the five masters was completely interrupted, partly also for safety. The custodians were never to know the real purpose of the creation of the human being. This testimony expresses the importance of human endurance as an unwavering will from the very beginning of the human years in the physical plane. Now we get into the five masters. That's what we was going to read, but I wanted to go over that again. The sounds like something could be plausible and possible. Remember, everything that they show you may contribute to a past, something in the present, or something in the future. Chapter 20, the five masters, creators of humanity. The five masters are figures shrouded in mystery. According to ancestral texts and psychic communications, these masters may have been beings of high spiritual evolution or entities that intervened at critical moments in the history of the Great Domes. They possess advanced knowledge in spiritual and material sciences, which enable them to shape human genetics and endow humanity with unique capabilities. Their main objective, it seems, was to create a species capable of self-awareness and rapid spiritual evolution, which could act as guardians and protectors of the physical and spiritual dimensions, especially against threats from beings seeking to exploit or destroy the purest balances, the celestial lands. Excuse me. The souls took on human bodies as an act of defense and resistance against the colonizers who threatened to penetrate and dominate the famous terra incognita. By incarnating in human forms, these souls were able to utilize both their innate spiritual abilities and human physical and mental attributes to establish a unified front. This plan allowed spiritual and earthly forces to work in tandem, thus combining physical strength with metaphysical powers, which would be essential to repel colonizers possessing advanced technologies and supernatural abilities. This creation resulted in beings unique to all known domes. Well, I just put it, this thing is juicy. This is a good one, man. New can. Anyway, celestial lands, terra incognita. Pay attention to this. These lands are described in various esoteric traditions as dimensions or states of existence that contain the purest sources of energy and knowledge essential to the life and evolution of terra infinita. Critical areas not only for their energy, but also for containing keys to the destiny. I'm going to read something again. The plan allows spiritual and earthly forces to work in tandem, thus combining physical strength with metaphysical powers, which would be essential to repel colonizers possessing advanced technologies and supernatural abilities. This creation resulted in beings unique to all domes. Unique to all domes. Unique to all domes. Negroes. Anyway, these lands contain fundamental truths about creation, the essence of the human soul, and the structures that sustain the multiplicity of realities throughout the Great Dome environment. Access to this plane could grant powers of creation and destruction, which is why it is necessary to protect. It doesn't mean there's no light skins and no all the other individuals. I am not saying that. I would never say that. We know origin. We know what was played and what may have been usurped, and the fact that two dark melanated people could have a blue or green or gray blonde-haired baby is a reality and the truth that happens all the goddamn time. So somebody prove me otherwise. Anyway, the knowledge of the five creator masters, the strategic function of souls and human bodies, and the sacred nature of the celestial lands underscores a complex web of existence and battle beyond the everyday human understanding of which we seem to be enveloped. Is it possible? I don't know. These elements point to a vision where the spiritual and the material are intimately intertwined, reaching another level of understanding of the whole. Okay, humanity plays a central role in defending the natural order against forces, hey baby, forces that seek to destabilize or exploit it. It's the big fat baby girl. Anyway, it is an opportunity offered by this report for deeper reflection and a constant exploration of these surrounding issues, the hope of unraveling the mysteries of our experience, our existence and purpose. That is crazy, right? Chapter 21. What is the dome? You got to remember where Antarctica is, right? You got the first dome and then the celestial lands and a few other things around it. All right. You have the second dome. There's a membrane in the dome. Who remembers that report about in the 1960s or whatever? Was it Operation Paperclip or something like that? Or Fishbowl? Anyway, when they found green grass out there, warm, pyramids, big. Who remembers that? Any of y'all remember that? But all of a sudden it was gone. Alpha mechanic, everything gone. Shut up! Don't say nothing! I I guess the so-called custodians were all over it. Anyway, chapter 21, what is the dome? This concept is in general quite unknown in the new humanity. It is a subject that is talked about only from one perspective and by a very small group that carries out some research that does not prosper, because clearly this study is not encouraged, nor will it be taken seriously by the general average, the general average. Therefore, it does not seem to be rooted to something beneficial to realize. It is a wide margin where one can theorize about this mystery of the invisible dividing barrier that seems to act similar to a membrane that limits and encloses the known lands and divides the internal from the external, thus generating a totally closed and manipulated environment that is clearly exploited by parasitic beings. Among all the theories that we can begin to analyze, one of them is to expose this great invisible dome as a means of protection, taking into account what we have been talking about, all the resets and the custodians' search to reach what seems to be the perfect colony, which is totally away from the discovery of its own home and the worlds that surround it. Then this opportunity will be a good way or path to generate an environment even more distant from reality. In this way, the modern human being could start to have different perspectives about the worlds and the surrounding universe. Anyway, who would dare to get so close to the invisible dome to discover such truth? Check this out. Added to the fact that the custodians and Anunnaki added great ice walls and a hostile climate surrounding those latitudes, all this is a favorable field to start manipulating reality in an absolute way, added to the three legs we mentioned before, together with education from childhood, will be the perfect combo to not question about the outer space that seems to surround us and that we see every day in the night skies. Now, the custodial lies. Anyway, the custodial technology was advancing as their colony was also advancing between so many resets. Thus, they at each reset were adding both laboratory and technological advances to get to the point that any large-scale projection that the new humanity would see from their beginnings, year 1728, onwards, seemed to be enough to generate the perfect scope towards unprecedented manipulation. What's funny about Tartary and all those pictures, remember the ones I showed you? Why are they blotting out the sky? The possibility that the invisible dome is equipped with advanced projection technologies that can generate images from outer space is to confuse the new human minds in this way could then be considered. And this digital simulations are presented as coming from space, but would simply be advanced digital creations. Now, with the advancement of graphics and virtual reality technology, the images seen in the skies could simply be a more inaccessible simulation. Today, creating convincing space imagery is not an arduous task for the custodians. In 1728, with the technology, it would be technically feasible. Therefore, this technology could be used to support the illusion of outer space. The dome itself would not be related to any artificial creation, at least not of the colonists, and is repeated on each of the remaining 178 worlds, even on other domes, as we have seen in previous books, Terra Infinita, The Detail of Worlds, and The Theory of Other Domes. Thus, if we consider that the domes are artificial, then we must attribute them to extraterrestrial beings or extra dome that we do not know, since they could be part of the remote past before the first humanity born in Hyperborea. Wow. Hey, what you doing? Getting all close to me. How you doing? Want some bread? Okay. So if this theory is right, we could consider that the space agencies are one step or more ahead of the others, because at least one group of the hierarchical dome, remember NASA in Yiddish is Nasab, which means to deceive, ahead of the others, because at least one group of the hierarchical dome would be aware of the existence of the invisible dome projector. And the space missions that seem to be carried out and echoed by the media could be simply manipulations, or simply some of the images they come to show could be part of other worlds behind the dome instead of distant planets in this simulated outer space. Isn't it funny? How many of y'all ever went to those places with the big telescope? You know, over here we have the one on the mound called Lucifer. how many of them are there? How many of them are there really? Powerful projectors, right? Y'all ever think about that? I was so pissed off when I went to the one over here in Arizona. I said, how you doing? I said, how you doing? I said, what's your name? I looked at it and said, oh, okay. How you? What's your name? I said, James Lucifer. That bitch took off, walked around the back, ain't even come back out. Anyway, right? Some of the space agencies are conducting an in-depth studies in the Antarctic area near the dividing ice walls. The interest in that area seems to be of great importance, and the research for new lands crossing the first barriers are key to the discovery of new worlds. In this way, we could see the universe as a distant vastness to begin to understand it as a set of closer and possibly interconnected environments, each with its own rules and realities. This opens up a great new field of study for the rediscovery and rewriting of human history. Chapter 22, the Operation Dominic and the connection with the invisible dome projector. We'll be reading that tomorrow. How many of y'all been to those, you know? Come on, I think all of us in middle school, right? Elementary, they take you on, they show you all them fake rockets. You know what I mean? Well, they're not fake. And a field trip, and then you sit in that big thing, and it's got all them lights. And you looking up, and you're like, oh, it's the space inside. Oh, wow. How many of them exist? Why were they in Puerto Rico, and they put up all those dishes, them big-ass dish, that one, you know what I'm talking about? And when you look around you, they just keep putting up all kind of shit, don't they? When? The military didn't use it, sold to somebody else. What? First of all, graphene in the mist, it was there. People have taken it and tested it. And that could be manipulated right by 5G and 6G. Somebody's been arduously hard at work. That is crazy. All the evil they are doing in this world, and they're worried about a name. For real. Jah, what's going on, beloved? What's cracking? Gary, I got you. Baby Mako, I got you, brother. You already know, family. Got delusions, all right. Delusions must have just got back, huh? Okay. My baby girl, Snoo. Hey, old Mac, what's up, fam? Did I get you, man? I don't even know if I got you, bro. Okay, yeah, I got you. Anyway, I hope y'all really enjoyed the little reading and the little speakeasy. I know I have no respect for dumbasses that do dumb things, because there are some fiduciaries who don't like some of the things that are going on, and it pushes them kind of wrong, especially when it happened to a family member and they don't say nothing. Because I said, we have dumb racists in the world. The dumbest people walking the earth. Manipulated, however, it's sadly a reality. You know, right now the conversation is, why are all these Spanish people so racist? Well, programming, television, entertainment, novella, blah, 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 fake history. It's up to you to change it. And right now, the brothers and sisters are at a point they don't give a fuck no more. Who created that? Not all, but there is a number, and that number is cause and effect, because they keep lying about our numbers. You have a lot of Spanish-speaking brothers and sisters now who consider themselves black, Afro, Latino, and this, that, and other, and they're getting a little tired too. And the numbers, when you start looking at it, it's a whole lot. So somehow, lighter, fair-skinned brothers with a little wavy hair and stuff need to relax a little bit and chill out. You know, who's the real winning team? Is it combat and war? No, that's the prolificator of losing. You know what I mean? You know it, boo-boo. Anyway, it's getting a little chilly. Hey, I'm about to come in, man. We gotta find a good movie, bro. Right. Yeah, we'll have some tuna or something, man. But hey, I'm gonna see y'all in the AM. We didn't do anything today, man, because we need some water. And somebody out there is playing with the water. Ganja went and capped off. Old captain went off. There's pressure attempting to build, but it could be something a little more serious, or it could be something nefarious. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it'll get figured out. Usually we figure it out, but this time it's even with us walking all over the place and looking up, it's something else. You know what I'm saying? Especially when we don't actually have the layout of the plumbing, and there is one. You know what I mean? But this is what you got to contend with. You know what I'm saying? And we got to dig and find some well water, because in the mountains there is water, and we got to find out where it's at. I haven't used the little rods yet, but it would be nice if we had like 4 or 5 more people here, man. We could build a castle and not be doing none of this stuff. Let's go and just live, and whatever happens in the world, whatever. You know, there's a couple people talking about they really thinking about coming. Don't think long. Let's get your ass out here. It's about to be really hot. All right, come on. I'm not asking. You already know the invitation's there. But God, dog, the excuse factors, man. Stay stuck in this world of lies for convenience. We've given up what for convenience? How many times do I have to express this for it to catch? Like it's a hook in a song? They've used music to manipulate, and frequencies, a bad one, to fuck everybody up, and nobody's making headway out of it. Anyway, I'm gonna go and chill out. All right. Yo, I don't know. You know, we're not gonna push that. I don't think so. It could be a number of things. You never know, but no, not that. We got camera. We got things. You know what I'm saying? We can see some things. Well, let me go ahead, get myself in here, put on my PJs. You know, my sweats. That's my PJs, right? Well, I got the Ritos and all the other stuff, but stay back in my cot, because I got a cot. You know what I'm saying? Hit up remote. You know what I'm saying? I got my lemonade thawing out. I might just make some blueberry juice, because it froze. Yeah, this stuff is so good. Oh man, that's ice cold. Anyway, I'll see y'all in the AM. Have a appreciate that, Wavy. Anyway, see you guys later, beautiful sisters and magnificent brothers. Hey, see you early, all right? Hit the camera. We get some out here, we'll probably hang them up like a wind chime on these pine trees. And we'll probably go crazy. What the hell? We'll probably won't even get no sleep. Next you know, hey, we might get some cows around this motherfucker, man. People be driving up. Pardon, you seen our cow? No. No, I was kidding. See you guys today. You had to give him a little something.